On the news tonight, President Tinubu marks 2026 Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day, reaffirms commitment to the welfare of military personnel. House of Representatives to support legislation that will strengthen the armed forces' quest for a peaceful Nigeria. Plus, correspondent with a special on National Assembly recess. Hello and welcome to Parliamentary News. I am Itaire Ikben. It's good to have you join us at this time. It was a sight to behold in the National Arcade, Abuja, where Vice President Kashim Shettima represented President Tinubu to mark the 2026 Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports that the laying of wreaths by top government officials was the climax of the event.
Vice President Kashim Shettima arrived at the National Arcade to honor the legacy of the fallen heroes who paid the ultimate sacrifice to ensure peace and security, then celebrating the living legends.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here live at the National Arcade for the year 2026 Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day Parade.
Prayers were offered for the repose of the souls of the deceased and for continued peace and security to prevail in the country.
Heavenly Father, we commit the President and all leaders of our nation, both civil and military, into your hands. Grant them wisdom, courage, and integrity to lead with justice, compassion, and accountability.
Implore you, Allah, to make paradise with their last abode and to continue to care for their family members, being their absolute guide into the right way.
Now, O God, heal Nigeria. Heal our anger with understanding. Heal our divisions with one patriotic love.
Laying of wreath led by Vice President Kashim Shettima, Senate President and Deputy Speaker House of Representatives, Chief Justice of the Federation, Ministers, Chief of Defense Staff and Service Chiefs, and the Inspector General of Police, among others. Firing of 3 volleys by the firing party and release of pigeons marked the end of the Remembrance Day, rounding the event off with national salutes. Though brief, less than an hour, but the memories will last long. From the National Arcade in Abuja, Abdurrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
Many thanks, Jibrila. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives reaffirms commitment to supporting policies, legislation, and oversight that strengthens the welfare, capacity, and professionalism of the armed forces in the quest for a secure and peaceful Nigeria for all citizens. House spokesman Akin Rotimi, in a statement to mark this year's Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day, says the Green Chamber honors the gallantry, discipline, and dedication of Nigeria's military personnel, particularly in confronting terrorism, banditry, as well as protecting Nigeria's territorial integrity. He acknowledges the resilience of serving military personnel across all theaters of operation and recognizes the enduring sacrifices of their families who share in the burden of national service. The House of Representatives joins all Nigerians in solemn remembrance and appreciation of the officers and men of the Nigerian Armed Forces who have paid the supreme price in defense of the nation's peace, unity, and sovereignty. In response to rising public health needs and the link between community well-being and national security, the Nigerian Army has taken medical services directly to Sefi village in Dange Shuni local government area of Sokoto State. The medical outreach is part of activities marking this year's Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day.
The free medical outreach program forms part of activities marking the 2026 Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day. The exercise is expected to provide consultations, drugs, and preventive care to between 350 and 400 residents. Flagging off the program, the General Officer commanding 8th Division and Commander Sector 2 Northwest Joint Task Force Operation Fansayama, Major General Ibikule Ajosi represented, said unhealthy communities remain vulnerable to poverty, insecurity, and social breakdown. The Armed Forces Remembrance Day is not just about honoring fallen heroes, but also about sustaining the values they died for: unity, sacrifice, and service to the people.
It is a day to reflect on the service of our fallen heroes and to reaffirm our commitment to supporting those who continue to serve. Gathering here today amidst the vibrant people of Ungwan local community and surrounding areas, I am deeply moved by the expected tangible impact of this medical outreach, which is one of our week-long initiative as we approach the D-Day, which is 15 January this year.
The outreach represents more than medical care, describing it as a sign that security agencies are also partners in development.
Those initiatives help strengthen bond between military personnel and community.
The program also featured distribution of mosquito nets, targeting malaria prevention, one of the leading illnesses in rural communities. From Sokoto, Bashir Ibrahim Nababa, NTA News.
Moving on now, plenary sessions may be on hold, but lawmakers remain actively engaged as the recess is a period to strengthen representation by linking parliamentary duties with the needs and realities of the people. National Assembly correspondent Amina Saidu takes a closer look at recess in Nigerian Parliament.
Recess in the Nigerian Parliament is a period when both chambers of the National Assembly temporarily suspend plenary sittings. While formal legislative debates are paused, recess does not amount to a shutdown of parliamentary work. Lawmakers remain active, engaging in constituency outreach, committee assignments, consultations, and other non-plenary duties. The break provides legislators the opportunity to review the progress of the legislative agenda, gather feedback from constituents, and prepare for forthcoming debates and consideration of bills. The recess period also allows political parties and individual lawmakers to strategize on key policy issues, build alliances, and plan ahead of upcoming legislative sessions and elections. Although recess is a common practice in parliaments around the world, lawmakers stress the need for transparency and effective communication with the public during this period. Amina Saidu, NTA News.
And the Senate Chief Whip, Senator Mohammed Munguno, joins us now to shed more light on parliamentary recess. Distinguished, many thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
What are the roles and responsibilities of legislators during parliamentary recess?
In the course of the recess, it's an opportunity for us to go back to our constituency, interact with members of our constituency, feel their pulse on what are their problems, how we can intervene with a view to solving the problems, either by way of a motion urging on the executive to intervene with a view to ameliorating the situation, or by way of legislative intervention, by way of lawmaking, in order to ameliorate the situation. So you can only discharge that function by being closer to the people during the course of the recess. You will be at home, you will be visiting your respective constituencies. When I say respective constituencies, I mean to all the communities in your respective constituency, and then feel their faults, and based on the information that you have generated in the course of the recess as a result of the interaction with your constituents, you can now come up with a motion or legislative intervention by way of lawmaking.
How do you use parliamentary recess to monitor government projects and policies in the constituencies?
Well, sometimes even in the course of the recess, some committees go on oversight to visit ministries, departments, and agencies to see whether the letters and spirits of the law, and more particularly the appropriation law, is adhered to the letter or not. And also use that opportunity to visit some ongoing projects in their constituency to determine the level of implementation of the various projects that are being executed by government in their respective constituencies. So the research also affords them the opportunity to go deep into their constituency and look or determine the stage of implementation of various constituency projects, various government projects and what have you, and report back appropriately.
What are some of the challenges faced in carrying out oversight and representation during recess?
Well, the challenges that one usually encounters cannot be divorced from the general challenges that legislators face, and that is the demand by people as your representative that come with their own personal demands for you to look into. That one is one of the challenges that legislators face because of the fact that our democracy is still growing. Nigerians don't appreciate the role of a legislator, or what is the role of a legislator. The role of the legislator, as I told you earlier, is representation, lawmaking, and oversight. But in the course of the recess, because you are back into your constituency, your doors are open, people approach you, so people come with their own personal demands.
Can you give us an example of constituency needs you have identified during the recess and how you've been able to attend to that?
My constituency or my senatorial district is security-wise challenged as a result of activities of Boko Haram. So one area that I have identified is to give more resources to the military in order to fight Boko Haram, banditry, and what have you. So more resources should be deployed to the military in order to discharge their constitutional responsibility of defending the territorial integrity of this country.
All right, now distinguished, any projections for the year 2026?
2026 is going to be a year that is going to be a beehive of political activities, of congresses, nominations, and what have you. So it is my hope and prayer that that does not distract the Parliament from discharging its constitutional responsibility of making laws for the peace, order, and good governance of the country.
All right, that has been the Senate Chief Whip, Senator Mohammed Mungunu, shedding more light on parliamentary recess. You're watching Parliamentary News on NTA Parliament. At this point in time, a break beckons. Do stay with us.
Every week, a voice stands out, a leader inspires, and a lawmaker makes the difference. From the chamber of debates to the heart of the communities, we celebrate men and women shaping our democracy. Who is making impact? Who is driving change? Who is standing tall for the people? Join us as we spotlight excellence, celebrate service, and honor leadership. Legislator of the Week, where democracy meets inspiration. Stay tuned for Legislator of the Week, showing only on NTA Parliament. Don't miss Legislator of the Week, your window into impactful leadership.
Many thanks for staying with us. The Youth in Parliament Forum is set to commence a digital skills training program targeting 1 million Nigerian youth nationwide. Director General of the forum, Tony Nwulu, at a media briefing in Abuja, says the training program will equip young Nigerians with practical competencies in critical ICT areas like cybersecurity, data analytics, and cloud computing. The initiative is part of efforts by the National Assembly to promote youth empowerment, enhance employability, and boost competitiveness in local and global digital markets.
This we are offering Nigeria youth at no cost. Each of the 36 states, including FCT, will be given 20,000 each slot. So if you're from each of those states, we're asking you to contact your commissioner for youth in each of the respective states to find out about how you can be a beneficiary.
We have 5,000 slots for the political parties, and then we have 45,000 slots for the disenfranchised, for the disabled, and those are the ones that are being managed by the Take Action campaign.
The Youth in Parliament Forum brings together both serving and past young legislators from the National Assembly, state assemblies, and local government councils to promote youth participation in governance and influence policies affecting young people across the 36 states and FCT. The Deputy Minority Leader in the Rivers State House of Assembly, Barile Nwoka, and member representing Obiakpo Constituency 2, Emilia Madi, have stated their willingness to seek political solution to the ongoing impeachment moves against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and Deputy Ngozi Odu, rather than an outright removal. They made their decision known at a briefing in Port Harcourt. Nkiru Onyejesi has details.
Barely few days after the minority leader of the Rivers State House of Assembly appealed to other lawmakers to reconsider their stand on the impeachment proceedings initiated against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and the Deputy Governor, Professor Ngozi Odu, the Deputy Minority Leader, Barile Nwoka, has also urged her colleagues to consider an alternative approach to the matter through political means. She stressed that such move is not a sign of weakness but will go a long way in restoring peace in Rivers State, noting that the interests of the people should be of utmost importance.
We call on our members to also consider this approach. We do not say this as a sign of weakness, but because we have forgiving hearts and as mothers.
Similarly, member representing Obiakpo Constituency 2, Emilia Madi, aligned with the Deputy Minority Leader. She, however, urged the governor and his deputy to take steps to address the issue raised against them by the Rivers State House of Assembly.
I therefore speak to the conscience of the governor of Rivers State and her deputy to retrace their steps and govern in line with the Constitution for the good and betterment of Rivers State.
From the look of things, indigents of the state can only hope and look forward to an end to the political crisis in the state. In Port Harcourt, Nkiru Onyejesi, NTA News.
Now, as political parties and other stakeholders realign and strategize ahead of the 2027 general elections, more political leaders in Enugu State have endorsed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for second term in office. They pledged their support during the flag-off of the APC electronic registration exercise in Enugu West Senatorial District. Chika Ugu reports.
As the 2027 general elections draw closer, the All Progressives Congress (APC) in Enugu State is making frantic efforts to emerge victorious in the state and federal levels. Electronic registration is one of such moves, as the people of Enugu West Senatorial Zone came out in their numbers to get registered. Former Governor of Enugu State, Sullivan Chime, assured that leaders in Enugu are committed to surpassing 2 million membership benchmark and is optimistic that President Bola Tinubu will be victorious in 2027 election, following his inclusive and transformative leadership prowess.
the president has done well. People are eager to join APC. APC is now the only party available in Enugu State.
Other political leaders in the zone say they are committed to mobilizing the grassroots to register more people to ensure victory.
All our people are keen in, and we have decentralized our process to ensure that people get registered. We have so many agents. We did 20 agents per political ward, and now we are improving on those agents by decentralizing them to polling booths.
With the recent endorsement of President Bola Tinubu as a sole candidate for 2027 presidential election by a majority of the Southeast governors and leaders, as well as the president's bold reforms, many are optimistic that victory is sure for the APC. In Enugu, Chika Ugwu, NTA News.
It's a requirement of the law that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, publishes and presents the register of voters ahead of an election. In fulfillment of this requirement, INEC office in FCT presented the register of voters to political parties weeks before the FCT Council polls slated for February 21, 2026. INEC and stakeholders agree that this will promote transparency of the process. Abdullahi Ajia reports.
Considering the peculiarity of FCT Council elections, the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC is assuring all stakeholders of a level playing ground to ensure that the process is credible. The presentation of register of voters fulfills a requirement of the law. The interactive section saw a breakdown of the updated figures and statistics, where the latest register of voters in the FCT puts it at 1,680,315 voters, with AMAC having the highest number and followed by Buari Area Council.
We have monitored the conduct of their party primaries. We have published the list of nominated candidates. We have commenced the monitoring of their campaigns. We have taken delivery of non-sensitive materials which have been batched to the area councils. We have opened portals for the accreditation of observers and political party agents. We have activated the BVAS devices in readiness for the configuration for the election.
Political parties present received copies of the documents affirming their confidence in the system.
The presentation is very much okay, and I believe all the political parties here present are convinced with what they have said to us.
At least some of us that is here today, we learned a lot. Even when they are talking about the glitch or whatever, I think INEC have made it clear to us that yes, they are working on it, and we believe that this time they will get it right.
I've been monitoring what the INEC have been doing. The INEC in the FCT here have been following the guidelines on time. We want to believe that this election should be peaceful and very credible.
All agreed that a credible, free and fair election is possible with the readiness of all players. In Abuja, Abdullahi Ajia, NTA News.
And that report by Abdullahi Ajia brings us to the end of Parliamentary News. Remember, you can watch this and other programs on our social media platforms displayed on your screen. On behalf of the production crew, I am Itaire Ikben. Thanks for watching.